Hello everybody, in this video I will try to explain this patch in the Plumbutter and also a little bit about the X-Rollz, another unique instrument that somehow has a connection with the Plumbutter. We already hear the patch with the Plumbutter, and I'm going to take the cables out and try to recreate it. I've made my own notes. But as anyone who has played with this instrument knows very well, but anytime you write down a patch, it doesn't mean you're going to recreate it properly. And the recordings, the previous recordings that I've done with this patch, they are very different. Okay, so we can compare. So this is a patch, this is how it sounds like, and we can compare. The X-Rollz is doing this. Some crazy rhythmical things. I like to use a DI and drive it a little bit so these little pulses, they can become a little bit thicker and a little bit more interesting. You can add some delay if you want it a little bit more busy, but yeah, it's not necessary. It's quite busy by itself. This is also a very highly sensitive instrument, very interactive. You can also just do some variations by just touching with your fingers. We can see also what this does as long as we have the Plumbutter. I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm just gonna try to see to tell you what I understood from the Plumbutter itself and explain to you a little bit how it works. Now let's take all the cables out from the Plumbutter. Okay, so let's close now the X-Rollz and we will open the Plumbutter. Now it doesn't make any sound. Let's go through it a little bit quickly. Here you have a mixer. There are different parts here that create sounds. Here you have the mixer. The blue ones are the VCA's inputs. So you can also use this, of course, to turn the volume up, on and off. But these ones are, of course, they just get CV input, so you can have much more control, or you can do much more weird stuff with using the inputs, the blue ones. Further, there is a sequencer. I'm not going to use a sequencer with this patch. And here is the snare part, or white noise. I think it's white noise, but I call it the snare part. Here you have the 3 rolls and the 4 rolls. These are the outputs. These are the inputs. You can make crazy rhythms using the inputs, but these ones go according to the clocks that you see. There are 2 of them, so 3 and 4, and these ones sound pulses and that they can create rhythms further. Now let's see. So this part here is quite complex. You have the AV dog here and here. There's 2 of them, AV dogs here and there. And here you have the gongs here and here, opposite each other. And in the middle you have the, how's it called, ultrasound. And here you have the deer horn that works with movement and detects where you place your hand. I'm not gonna be using that either. It's also maybe the most simple part of the Plumbutter. Now let's see what happens if I start recreating this. So I've coded everything with their names and with the colors, using the colors. So first I'm gonna start with green, top of the ultrasound. This is the gate. So it's going to take a gate, there's a gate input, and I'm gonna use that, the orange from the gong, the orange, this one. Orange, if I can see here, also I have my notes here on the computer. Orange means CV out, so it's the CV out from the gong here. Further, the green on the green from the ultrasound, from this ultrasound, it's going to go to the orange of the AV dog here. So it's the same thing, but from a different, instead of the gong, I take it from the AV dog. Next, purple. This is, purple is FM modulation for the ultrasound. I'm going to have that coming from the red top of the AV dog. The red I see here is a pulse output. And the purple, the FM modulation from the ultrasound under here. There's two of them. So this is going to go to red low AV dog. So the same thing, but from the other AV dog. Everything comes in couples. Let's say green low. So this is going to be the gate for this gong. The gate is going to be from the 3 rolls here. So this clock is going in here. You can hear a little bit, maybe the first sound we have. It's like a little percussive sound there. And continue, orange low from the gong. The orange is gonna go to the blue low snare. So this is also sending, it's an orange, so it's a CV out from the gong, is controlling the CV input from this snare part here. And orange low, we did that. Green low AV dog to orange top rolls. So this needs a big cable. So the green low dog, orange top rolls 4. So this one with the 4 ones. There's the 3 ones and the 4 ones. We're getting already more sounds. Let's see. Orange top AV dog. It's gonna go to top blue snare. So we're going to have also this input. It's kind of like inverse input, something like that. Green snare. So the gate for the snare. You hear it already. I can kind of trigger it with my finger sometimes, I don't know. Top orange rolls 3. So I'm gonna get the gate from these rolls. You hear it already, you hear some kind of snare with noise. And the brown low is going to give us ultrasound, blue VCA, ultrasound low, yeah, this one. So each part has 2 VCAs, one is the inversion of the other one. Go figure, I'm not really sure about that. And the gray outputs a random CV out. It's gonna go to this VCA here. Yeah. So next, gray snare, same thing, same output. The gray one, I'm going to put it on the high, G, blue, CA, so that's the gong here, the high one. So I think this is it. Yeah, very different. I think this is, I'm done with my notes. As you can hear, it's very different. I'm increasing the volume from the AV dog. It creates a rhythmical drone. Yeah, so the thing about Plumbutter, it's of course very unexpected. The results are very unexpected. Happy accidents machine, I hear it a lot. But what happens is that every part is related to each other in so many ways that even if you turn the volume up of something, you will change things that happen in your patch. Even if I turn things off and on again, they could have a different result just by turning the volumes on and off, or even doing that, or just taking one thing out and putting it back in. You can just have magic out of nowhere. And I remember that because this patch was creating this amazing kick that's not here, unfortunately, but I worked on it one day and it was all right, but then the next day I opened it again and somehow it was immediately like completely different and much better. I'm increasing the Q of this filter because gongs are like filters that you can ping, they can send a pulse and somehow you can create the kick and like percussive sounds. Sometimes you can create drones if I turn the Q maximum. It's a really weird drone that I've never heard before in this patch. Let's keep it like that. And I can make it a little bit more bassy if I turn the DI into the mix. Well, there's a note out of nowhere. Somehow there's a note that it's increasing volume, probably from this cube. I'll turn it down. Maybe it will stay there. Now, for example, I don't like this drone. It's just, I can't take it out. It's not like, oh, I'll turn a knob and it's out. It's not, it doesn't work like that. This one is, it takes the pulses from here, from these 3 rolls, and it's kind of selecting, like, how would you call it, like a logic module? It's selecting which pulses to take, so it doesn't take each one, but it takes some of them, and you can create some crazy stuff. It's just like that. So you can see here, it's going with each pulse, but here it accepts 1 pulse per 4, something like that, and you can change that. So this is how the Plumbutter works. That's crazy. Now let's turn this down. Now the X-Rollz is a little bit more reliable. I don't know if you can say that. It's very unexpected, but as you can see, the result is not completely different. I haven't managed to make any drones with this one. I think it's especially for rhythmical parts, just because it has these 3 and 4 rolls. It's like you have this part only, and probably also some kind of a filter here. It's very interesting if you focus on these little details. Very interesting sounds happening. And if I turn a little bit more to give it a little bit more body, yeah, very cool. So you can see also that you can get some stable rhythms out of it, and also long sequences. A long sequence. It's not like you're getting a very boring thing. It's kind of it's a long drum loop, let's say. Very cool. I like that. Let's see if somehow together make something interesting. As you can hear, new things are coming. This really high. It's also from Plumbutter. It just appeared. Now, this is definitely not a professional review, but I think it's a more realistic to show you without making the most amazing patch, or without showing you to impress you or something. It's so unpredictable. It could be seen a bit as ridiculous, a little bit like, yeah, what's the point of this if it's so random? It's not completely random, but it's really highly percentage of what you're doing here random. If you like the result, record it. That's rule number 1. Record it. Whatever you do, you create magic, record it. Write it down, but if you can recreate that magic, highly improbable. I hope you guys have a good idea about this beautiful instrument. I'm personally not so sure about it, but like it needs more time, obviously, to work on it and work its magic, learn its tricks maybe. But this is a review, comes from somebody who's knows modular synthesis, and I like to understand it, but I'm not a technical guy. I'm a musician. I'm a composer. I like to make sounds, and if sounds are interesting enough, it's for me perfect. I don't need to know exactly what's happening. Now, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try to make more videos of my wooden instruments and show it to you, because they are very unique and very beautiful and handmade. And yeah, more information about the X-Rollz will be in the description. Plumbutter has, I think it's quite known. I mean, everybody knows where to get it, but I'll put some information about it too. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.